he gets more players in, then see all these loan players, they're going to probably sit on the bench and we're paying money for players that aren't ours and we're not going to play either.
Just so you're aware, it's actually a season-long loan with Tonev.
Oh, is it?
It's a season-long loan with an option to buy. I don't
So,
think
so we're stuck with Tonev, Bergate, Woki, maybe Castle starting to go on. Now, if this isn't working for us and Diarra has maybe thought, well, I need to maybe spruce it up a little bit in January, how can you spruce it up and have loan signs that then you're probably never going to use? The season?
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like here's the other point. And again, I know we're kind of going back and forth, but you're looking to sign Diarra. Now, a lot of people would say he's a guy you might not have been able to sign if he'd been at another club because the transfer fee would have been too big, or you're in a situation now where you can make a punt and just try and get a guy you wouldn't have got before. So fair enough, you always try and take that. But what does that say about Kyle? What does it say about
Bitton?
Bitton? What does it say about these guys? Because they're fit and they're not getting a game. So clearly, if they're not in his thoughts, they should be moved on in January.
I'd love to get shot at Kyle, as I'm sure you would, Christopher.
Yeah, I despise him.
Bitton, no. Bitton's a strange one. I've seen him, and he's looked, neat and tidy at times. He's a guy I'd like to see a bit more.
I think we're all fans of Bitton. I just don't think he's been given a chance. But again, it doesn't look like he's going to be given that chance. You
think that Bitton would be a better bet in that Mulgrew quarterback role. Just dictating play, but. I don't know, maybe I'm giving him too much credit. I just thought he was kind of good at doing that, starting playing, breaking things up. I
thought it was more like he was going to be a total replacement for Victor.
Yeah.
In that kind of similar way where he breaks up play and kind of plays it on, and that's it. He's just there to protect the back four. He's not, whereas Mulgrew's a bit different. He wants to start trying to make things happen with the ball, whereas Bitton's a case of break up play, pass it on and let the midfielders go and start creating.
Yeah.
And I mean, when he first came, there was a couple of quotes came from Mancini about how he actually really wanted to sign him for City about 2 years before that.
Yep.
But there was paperwork never went through, and I think he had to go and actually do national service.
Yeah.
But he did say, from what I've seen, he was a talented kid. So I mean, if you're getting somebody like Mancini who was in charge of a big club at that time and wanted to bring him in, then there must be something in there.
There must be, but at the same time, there's plenty of players who have looked players at 18-19 who've just never fulfilled their potential.
But the thing is, if the manager's favourites are in a position of your position, you're not going to get in because you're not on the manager's side. So Mulgrew will always start before him.
Okay, we're going to have to talk about it. But I'm going to actually start it with a headline that I've just seen. This was actually just published today. Celtic's John Guidetti, and I'm going to do the inverted comma marks, does not know what he's getting himself in for with upcoming Old Firm game, claims Rangers' Chris Boyd. Chris Boyd does not think John Guidetti knows what to expect. Rangers striker says until you play in an Old Firm game, you don't know what it takes. Is this the guy who's never scored in an Old Firm game? Is this the striker who's never scored a goal in an Old Firm game? Sorry, one. Yeah, and what was a penalty, was it not?
No, it was a howler from Boric. It was at Ibrox. He hit it with his left foot, and I would have saved it when I was pissed. It was a real bad mistake but he's never scored for us against Kilmarnock when he's played for Kilmarnock either, so he's got one goal against us in I don't know how many games. So Old Firm hot shot Chris Boyd. It will tell Guidetti how it's done, but do you know what? I mean, you're going to get this over the next 3 months. You're going to get
do you know what's funny,
3
Chris?
months of drivel.
Do you know what, right? See, with this month alone, you've got Scotland versus Ireland, Scotland versus England. You've got Celtic, 3 UEFA Cup ties with Celtic. We've just got Hearts in the Scottish Cup at the end of November, and all the papers are going to be talking about is the Old Firm game. I mean, it's or not the Old Firm game because they don't exist, blah blah blah. I do agree with all that. I just can't be bothered saying it every fucking time. It's some of the tweets over the weekend, some of them were terrific. Some of the funny ones, like, it's good to play a up and coming club and all that, and some of it was good. But Ciaran, what are you expecting from it? I know, because we don't want to spend too much time on it, but at the same time, it is we should talk about it at least. The fact that the draw's just been made.
I think I think for the City, it's going to be a crazy day. I do think it's going to. There's just so much, not anger, just hatred towards each other, both sets of fans now. And I know Celtic fans are going to just wind them right up about how they're in a new club, and they're just not going to be able to take that. On the field, going by the way we are playing, if we're playing the same coming up, I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be obviously it's going to be the first Old Firm game in 3 years. So there's that whole kind of fear factor of nobody wants to lose. And then there's a whole thing where both teams are playing shite just now. We're getting them in games where we're getting spells where we're playing really well, but then we can go up against another game a week later, and it's just hard.
Ciaran, we're not struggling to beat Dumbarton though at home. Do you know what I mean? As much as we are struggling at times, and we are struggling at times, but we are still
the whole atmosphere and the whole pressure. I mean the whole media build up. It will start now, but the actual week before it will just be a killer. I mean, right after the draw, what's his face? Hugh Keevins was on Clyde 1, and the way he compared the game coming up was similar to the 1980 Cup final. About how
they're just spoiling for it to kick off.
They were on the pitch, there was riots, and that's how the alcohol ban came in.
They'll play a massive... Don't get me wrong, there's a very high chance that it's going to kick off. I think the break since, again, same as you, insert comment about new club here, I can't be bothered getting into that. But because there's been so long since we've played them, there's a lot of pent up frustration, especially from Rangers fans, because they, feel as if, they should be up there and they're now down there. They've got a chip on their shoulder. They've had to endure years of abuse now. I think there's a good chance there's going to be trouble. The papers will crank that up to the maximum.
Yeah.
And then for the week after the game, if there is a lot of trouble, they'll wash their hands of it and go, oh, this is disgusting, this is this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Old Firm shame game and stuff like that. They've not got... You couldn't mark their neck with a blowtorch. Yeah. It's disgraceful. Aye.
Let's not even... the sad thing is, the other tie is Dundee United versus Aberdeen, which, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Will probably be a really, really good game, because both teams are... Well, obviously Aberdeen are a bit inconsistent.
Also, getting back to the actual whole kind of the headline and the quote for Guidetti, I don't even know why Chris Boyd is kind of rising to it, because Guidetti's just doing that because he's getting the fans on board. See, by that kind of coming out with that comment, the fans are going to love him for that.
The comment he said was, it doesn't matter who we get, they are going down. I thought that was brilliant. Guidetti seems like a character. He just seems fun. He's bringing a bit of fun.
He wants to be a fan favourite. He wants to be kind of almost centre of attention. He wants to be adored by the fans, which you probably will start to get here, and that could go towards us signing him.
Sorry.
So no, you go, Chris. You go.
That is it's exactly what you need. That kind of passion is really important, and rightly or wrongly, it's that kind of passion that we're probably going to need against Rangers, because I did read today that we've actually got more players in our squad than they do that have played in an Old Firm game, but they've got some real diehards that play for them.
Aye.
Now in terms of quality, we're miles above them. In terms of will to win this game, that's where, and the nervousness built into it, that's where, the levels will come closer. And that's the only worry I've got.
Yeah.
We spoke about this, Chris, a couple of nights ago. We're in an absolute no-win situation here whatsoever. If we win them, okay, if we scalp them 7-0 or something like that, then we'll get credit for it, and that's fair enough. Doubt we'll do that, though. So if we win, we're expected to do it. If we lose, it's brutal. So this... I can't say I'm looking forward to it much in any way.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm just... A lot of people... The reaction I had was just of actually a bit in my pit of my stomach. I just thought, oh, fuck off. Like, I had no real inkling. I don't... When they used to have... When Rangers weren't a new club, etc., blah, right? When we used to play them... There was a certain amount of excitement. Don't get me wrong, but there was just this knot in your stomach that I used to always get, and as I say, as much as it was exciting because it was a lot of the time games counted on who won the league, for example. This is just a game where the teams aren't matched, and again, but you know what the press is like. It will just be spun so that Celtic win when they sorry, let's just move on. I can't be asked talking about it. Fucking dicks.
I'm sure it'll come up between now and then anyway. And they are right. I know I said we we're not going to talk any more about it, but it's at the end of January, so both teams could be completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Ashley's cost-cutting drive could be into false and players aren't there, and we could have Diarra and a host of other ex-Real Madrid stars playing for us.
Well, that's it. It'll be interesting to see what Stuart McCall does with the lineup when he's finally put in as manager.
Stuart,
come on, that was funny. Stuart McCall.
It was very funny.
Mullet.
I was Mullet McCall. I was really upset to hear that he had resigned as Motherwell manager.
Listen, it took a lot of dignity. These guys don't usually do walking away, but sometimes they do. So
he walked away with dignity. Yeah. Good luck, Stuart, in your next job.
Yeah.
Best wishes from all the guys at
90MinuteCynic.
Do you think he's now regretting not taking that assistant role at Palace at the beginning of the season?
He very well could go and get it, actually, to be fair, because they still don't have the thing. Celtic have drawn Dundee United. Celtic have drawn Hearts in the Scottish Cup away from home. Mm-hmm. That's a game to get excited about, though, right?
I'd say so. I think one of my favourite games last season was when we scudded them 7-0. But I don't think we will scud them. But going to Tynecastle was always a great tie. The atmosphere's
horrible, but good.
Horrible, but yeah, we kind of revel in that bile. I think because it's the Scottish Cup, I think they were trying to cut allocations for visiting teams and stuff like that. But I think because it's the Scottish Cup, they need to guarantee the stand that we usually get. So there'll be a good support through there. Again, they're a lower league team, and I think if we hit the ground running, we should be able to take a couple of goals off them.
Those are the games you want to play in, Ciaran, am I right? Like the kind of big, cup ties away to biggest rivals in terms
especially ones that have got a bit of bite about it.
Yeah.
There's a bit more of a kind of history between the fans as well, because it gives a good atmosphere going, and you kind of you can get into the game because of the atmosphere instead of just a quiet stadium and just try to work your way through.
It's been an odd draw in terms of pretty much all of the, other than ourselves and Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock have actually drawn away to Rangers. All the other ties are Premiership teams against each other. Just quite odd the way it's worked out, which means there is an opportunity for a smaller team to get into the next round and going forward. Just for everyone, obviously you guys will be interested. Alloa have got Hibs. So, Ayr or Alloa have got Hibs. I know you're big fans of Alloa. That's obviously for you. And just talking about the fact that obviously Hibs, Hearts, and Rangers are in the Championship. God, fucking sorry. I know we've been swearing quite a bit, but Gordon Strachan pleads for league engineering to get Rangers, Hibs, and Hearts back to the top. Just want to get a few of these quotes. He reckons finding a way to, in inverted commas, manipulate the leagues to get all of the big teams back in double quick would be a good move. Somehow we have got to... This is the guy who doesn't pick any players from the SPFL anyway in his Scotland squad. So why the fuck does he care about domestic football in Scotland?
It's totally disrespectful to other Diddy teams. Do you know? No. It's totally disrespectful to teams that are in...
Hamilton, for example.
Yeah, teams that are in the Premiership absolutely on merit, that they've worked their way up, they've gained promotion on the pitch. There's no way a team should be in a league based on their name alone. If we had a spectacular fall from grace and we got relegated, I would be totally embarrassed if they kept us up because
I would take it out on the club and the fans. I wouldn't take it out on other teams and other leagues. No. I think what your thoughts, Ciaran?
Well, like you say, Hibs, especially Hibs. Out of the three, Hibs are the ones that really should be there because they're the ones that had such a shite season and couldn't stay up, and then they lost the playoff.
Yeah.
So, rightly enough, they should be there. They can maybe argue because of the whole financial situation with Hearts, but at the end of the day, you need to be punished.
Yeah.
And it has to be quite a severe punishment. I don't see the point. At the end of the day, it can only be for one season because there's the possibility of 2 of the 3 coming right back up. One winning and one if they win their playoff. So I don't really see what can you, having a comment now. There's no point commenting now because nothing can be done now.
I mean, Strachan is quoted as saying this: we need Rangers back. They were